Hello, my pride and joy. Pride for lions, and joy because I love this and I love having you here. So one of the things I've been asked a few questions, and so I'd kind of like to address them on the show today. Today, you get to interview me in a way. So, as you know, I do the show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, twice a day at 2 p.m. or 10 a.m. and 12 noon, all 3 days, Mountain Standard Time. So that's, 10 would be 9 Pacific, or it would be 11 Eastern, or noon would be 11 Pacific, or 2 Eastern. And all 3 days, and how it started. That's what you'd like to know. How did I get started doing this? And it came about that I was hosting a summit. And on this summit, I was asking some speakers who I'd gotten to know if they would like to speak on it, and they did. And I had more speakers than I had space available for the one night summit. And so what I did is I said, okay, maybe I should, interview them the following week. So I set up times to interview with them, and that's kind of how it got started. The reason I chose the title Roaring Like Lions Live is because people want to roar loud like lions. Lions are powerful. If you've ever been around an area where lions are roaring or making sounds from deep within them, it is a sound that carries. And so I want the speakers to have their voice and to let that sound carry around the world if we can. Um, and it's just an amazing thing. I call it live because our shows are live, even though there are replays, and you'll probably see this one as a replay too. But we stream live on Facebook, and then I record it, and you can see the recording later, and then I put the recordings on YouTube so you have them as a replay. And okay, so the next question was, where do I find speakers? And speakers are everywhere because people are everywhere. There's a lot of people I know on Facebook or Instagram, people on LinkedIn, people that I'm introduced through other people. And so it's just wherever you happen to be, they hear about what I'm doing and say it sounds interesting, or I think what they have to say is interesting. And so I ask them if they'd like to be on the show. And that's kind of how I find everybody. What do we talk about? Oh, the topics vary completely. The topics are as varied as the speakers are. But I do have some requirements for them. Whoever the speaker is, they have to give you, the audience, value. And that means they have to present their information, their story, what they're talking about in a way that you can take it with you, use it in your life, use it for your business, or use it for both. So as long as you are getting something really valuable out of it, that's the kind of speakers that I want. And so far, it's been great. I have met the most interesting people, and gotten to be friends with many of them. Even as acquaintances, we'll say hi to each other, and it's really wonderful. So that goes into the next question: what does your audience get out of it? Well, I'm hoping, and so far it seems to be, that you are gaining value for your life, things to improve your life, to help clarify things in your life. Perhaps you're thinking about anything to make your life better, to make your business better, which, you combine them together, your business and your life gets better. Things you can use to maybe give value to somebody else's life. I want you to feel energized. I can't think of the right words. I want you to just feel like this is a place where you can come and just get fed. Just find things that are so valuable that it's like, hey, I heard about this on this show, and I know how to handle this situation. Maybe you've got something you're struggling with and you didn't quite know how to look at it. So I guess in a way it's gaining a different perspective that you can look at things The value is that it just increases your life. It makes you feel better. It gives you stories you can pass on. But these are real life stories. Something happened to somebody, and this was the pivot point they had to counteract that, to overcome. And so that's what I want to make sure that you get out of it. And what do I get out of it? I love this. I have gained so much. I just have so much joy from all of the speakers that I get. They really fill my life, and knowing that I'm getting their voice out there, that you are getting something out of it, that this is giving them another step to get to the vision of success that they have, that just fills me up. Being able to guide somebody, to help somebody along, to give something to them so they can keep going in their life and achieve that higher goal, that higher vision. And doing that for you, I want to make sure that the audience gets more for their life, gets, that next step that they needed, or that, like I said earlier, that pivot point they needed, maybe get a different perspective on the situation. Just that's what fills me. It just fills me. After every show, I am energized. I am ready to go. I just gained so much for myself, and I pray and hope that that's what you get out of it too. So why do you continue to do this? Same reasons. I love it. I love seeing people's visions, seeing that success, seeing their roads they're on. Some of the people are just starting. Some of the guest speakers are starting in on something. So I want to have them back later to see how it went. What was the journey along the way? Is there anything they gained from it? It's just being able to keep giving and giving. That's my whole thing in life. Just to keep giving back, and to make sure that you're getting fulfilled, that you're finding a place that you can go where for 30 minutes you can just sit back and relax, enjoy the time, and walk away feeling that this was a really great 30 minutes that I spent listening to this speaker, seeing what was going on. And that's why I keep doing it. Okay, so have I had a dud speaker? I have not. I have been so blessed that even if a speaker isn't talking about like some of the, I'll say, normal stuff, some of the usual things that speakers talk about, they still have something to give, something from a whole different way of looking at life, and bringing it out and helping. So I know that, everybody is different. So maybe this one real super energized speaker is great for a lot of people, but maybe they need a speaker who's not quite so energized, but has a lot of information and just insight as to how things go. We've had speakers on here. Let me get some water. Allergy season in the springtime. I've had some speakers who have children that, well, for lack of a better word, have some kind of handicap or mental thing going on. And so how do they cope with that on a daily basis? How do they keep from getting burnout? How do they learn to enjoy life themselves and take care of themselves? One thing that I've been talking about lately is self-care is growth and maturity, but self-care is not self-centeredness. Self-care is taking care of yourself so you can give to others, so you can function in life, so you don't burn out, so you don't get frustrated and upset. We're always going to have times that we get frustrated and upset. That's normal, but you don't let that be the focus. It's like, okay, I'm frustrated, upset, I need to stop. Just take a few minutes here, maybe take a deep breath, and then go on. So have I had Dutch speakers? No. Everybody has something to say. The great speaker Les Brown says everybody has greatness in them, and I want to add to that everybody has great value in them, and everybody has a story. Maybe you haven't found your story yet. Maybe you think, I don't have a story, nothing's ever happened to me. But that in itself is a great story. If nothing's happened to you, how did you go through life without anything happening to you? What are some of the choices you made to make sure you don't get into some of the situations that some of us have gotten into? So everybody has a story, everybody has value inside of them. And if you think you don't have value, keep telling yourself you do have value, and you're going to see that you really do, and you're going to see what that value is. So what's the future of Roaring Like Lions? Oh, I hope there's a really long future. I want to keep doing this as long as I possibly can. Maybe at one point I'll have to just take it down to one show, each of those days, or even one show a week. But I do want to keep doing this. The future looks bright. I'm booked through May. I'm booked into June. I'm going on into the next month already. And so that's just really exciting. I mean, there are so many people in this planet, and I want y'all to come on to my show. I want to hear about your lives, hear about what you're going through. Maybe you have a project you're doing right now, and what are how did you first get the idea about the project? What are some of the first steps you took to get the project going? What are you doing in the midst of the project? Now that you're close to the end and you look back, what are some of the things that you were able to overcome during the project? And now maybe you finished the project. Tell us how you finished it and what's next on the agenda. People are going all the time. We just go from one thing to another because we're alive, we're growing, we're getting into that maturity, and it's just amazing. It's an amazing journey. Our paths cross for a moment on all of our journeys, and that's wonderful. So I see I still have just a few minutes here too. Let me grab another drink of water. And I guess that kind of, I don't have any more questions at this point, but you're free to ask questions, leave questions in the comment area. Glad to do that. You can get a hold of me. So let's bring this over into what I do when I'm not doing the shows. So I have a website called Writers to Readers. It's the number 2, and it's writerstoreaders.com. And what I do on there is I guide unpublished writers to get their story into the hands of readers. I've also been helping some entrepreneurs along their journey, because everybody is at different steps in their journey. And perhaps I'm a few steps further ahead than you, and I can help you get at least to where I'm at so you can keep on going. And that's wonderful. I love that. I want to see you grow. I want to see you soar. I want to see you reach that vision. And sometimes you've been going and going, you know what your vision is, but you've lost sight of it because you're just so busy working at the job. And so tell me what your vision of success is, and let me see if we can keep that right in front of you so you can keep working, doing what you're doing, but we're going on to get to the goal that you want to have. Somebody said, oh, so you're a travel guide. I thought, well, that's kind of interesting because I do guide. I'm not here to tell you do this, 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 and this step because that worked for me, so it's going to work for you. Everybody has their own vision of what success is. Now, my success is being out there speaking, talking to other people, and guiding them for what they're doing. Maybe your success is getting the cars. Maybe somebody else's success is traveling around the world. Maybe someone else sees success as just not having to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. So whatever your vision is, we need to find ways to get you there. And maybe you're just stuck just a little bit, or our paths have crossed enough to where I can guide you. A tour guide says, these are the really good hotels to go to. This is the nice place for a restaurant. Don't go to these places, it's not safe, or don't go to this one, it's not a healthy place to be. You can go here, but you're not going to have as much fun as if you go to this place. So that's what I want to do. I want to guide you to the best places for you to go. I want to help you avoid pitfalls, places that, maybe you've been on this side road and it's like, well, let's bring it back. How did you end up on that side road? What were you looking for? Okay, well, there's this, and this that can get you closer to your vision, But if you keep going that side road, you're going to keep being disappointed, and we don't want that. We want to see you get excited and encouraged. We want to see your business grow. We want to see you grow, and that's kind of what I do, is I help you get there, whether it's writing or entrepreneurship. Things are changing in the writing world, in the publishing world. All the traditional ways, there are some traditional ways there, but they're changing so much. The way people read books is changing, and the number of people that are reading books is not the same as it was in the past. So how do you counter that? Well, there's still a huge population of people that are reading books, buying books, whether it's ebooks, audio books. There's different ways to have the books come to them. Even paperback or hardback is still there. So we just kind of go into different ways of doing that. There are so many publishers out there. How do you know which publisher is the right one for your book? Not all publishers are created equal. So it's finding that kind of thing, finding who you're writing your book to, or who your business is for. You think, well, I want everybody to come to there. Well, that's good. Or maybe I only want adults coming there, and that's fine. But what kind of adults? If you've got a fishing store, you aren't going to want kayakers coming because they're more interested in kayakers. Or those who are out skiing, they're like, okay, fishing is nice, but I really like skiing. So if you're selling, fishing items, we want to get people who go fishing. And that's just an analogy for whoever your business is for. Those are the people you want to attract. The other thing we have to go into is mindset. And that's a huge, huge part of your business, of your life. And if you have a mindset that always sees you as failing, you are always going to fail. And that's frustrating to hear. It's like, well, I don't want to fail. I want to succeed, even if though I failed in the past. Well, there's ways to get that mindset shifted to where you see yourself succeeding, and therefore you do succeed. And that's what we want for you, is to succeed. So there's lots of ways to work together to get you where you want to be. And if you want to work for me, I have a 30 to 60 minute discovery call, and you can find that link on writers2readers.com. Perhaps I should have showed my webpage up here for you. Let's see if I can pull it up here. So when you see it, you're at the right place. Writers2readers.com. Because you want the best for your business. Goodness, I write so fast sometimes. Okay, there we go. Losing my train of thought while I'm looking at that. So let's go to share screen. Share the screen. Okay, so here's my website. Writers, right up here at the top, writers2readers.com. And you can see this, ready to get published, coaching entrepreneurs and writers in their success. I believe if you come down to the bottom, there's testimonials. You go to coaching, whether you're at the top or at the bottom, go to coaching. And then we talk about your vision of success. You've got writer's block if you're having decision-making strategies, getting recognized and published. There's all kinds of things we can talk about. And I have free group coaching, 3-month personalized coaching, have 6-month in-depth coaching. And right now, I'm going to stop share. I do a writer's class for participants only every Thursday morning. And this is also for entrepreneurs. But even though it's a group setting, I talk to each one of you. So it's a personalized setting too. And we find out what your vision is, where you're at in the process of getting to your vision, and if you have any roadblocks or what you're looking for to go through. And so there will be one this Thursday, and you can get a hold of me to find out to participate. You can also find me on Facebook under Coach ls.w2r, and I'd be happy to help you. Well, my time is almost up here. I thank you for taking the time to hear about behind the scenes with Roaring Like Lions Live, and to get to know me a little bit better. I'd like to get to know you better. Go ahead and book a discovery call with me and see what we can do and just have a nice little chat. So I thank you for showing up. We do have 2 more speakers tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 and 12, and then again on Wednesday, and then of course the rest of the month. And be sure and go to my YouTube channel so you can see the speakers there. Let's see if I can find the YouTube channel for you. um, Here we go. I'll put that on here too so you can see it. Okay, here we go. Share the screen. So it's coachls.w2r. That's how you find me on Facebook too. But we have, several speakers. Here we have the video for the writers training. It's just a short little clip. Dismiss that. And maybe it's really short. Yeah, lots of things going on. Oh, well, that is not it, actually. I'll have to change that. Oh, see, there's always kind of little hiccups that happen. So I'm glad I did this so I could fix that. It's another great speaker. That was a fun day. So welcome back to, come back every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's on my Facebook profile, coachls.w2r in Facebook, and at 10 and at noon Mountain Time. And we'll have more speakers. And go ahead, ask me questions that you have. If you want to find out about the show, find out about what I do, you can always visit the website Writers to Readers at writerstoreaders.com. I just got the name changed from the generic, so still learning how to say it. But I thank you for being here today. I thank you. You are my pride and joy. I just love having you. I love having guest speakers to bring to you and just fill your lives as much as I can. So I'll say bye for now and thank you, and we'll see you next time.